My name's Marcus, and I can't wait to tell you the insanely complex history of drugs. Without further ado, let's get to this crazy history. Our story begins thousands of years ago with the indigenous peoples of South America. In what is now Peru, an ancient civilization existed called the Inca Empire. The Inca people were known for their advanced system of government and their sophisticated architecture and engineering. The ancient Incas were one of the first civilizations to use coca leaves, believing they had spiritual and medicinal properties, and using them in religious ceremonies to combat fatigue and hunger. But this all quickly came to an end. The Inca were conquered by the Spanish in the 1530s, and much of their civilization was destroyed or lost during the colonial period. Much of their discoveries from cocoa leaves were adopted by their Spanish oppressors. The Spanish began to cultivate and export coca leaves, and they also developed a method for extracting the active ingredient cocaine from the leaves. During the 16th century, the Spanish were introduced to a number of psychoactive drugs through their colonization and exploration of the Americas and Africa. In the 19th century, the active ingredient in coca leaves, cocaine, was first extracted from the plant by a German chemist named Albert Niemann. Niemann was born in 1834 and studied chemistry at the University of Göttingen. In 1860, he received his PhD in chemistry and became a research assistant at the university. In 1859, while working on his PhD thesis, Niemann isolated and purified cocaine from the leaves of the coca plant. His work was published in a scientific journal in 1860, and it marked the first time that cocaine had been isolated and purified for scientific study. Niemann's work on cocaine was groundbreaking and led to a greater understanding of the drug and its effects. However, his discovery also had significant unintended consequences, as cocaine began to be used as a recreational drug and became associated with a number of negative health consequences. Niemann died in 1861 at the age of 27, just a year after publishing his work on cocaine. In the 1860s, an Italian scientist named Paolo Mantegazza wrote about the potential medical uses of cocaine. Mantegazza is best known for his work on the effects of cocaine on the human body. In the 1860s, he conducted a series of experiments on himself and others in which he ingested cocaine in order to study its effects. Mantegazza's work on cocaine helped to establish the drug as a powerful stimulant and anesthetic, and it contributed to the growing understanding of the drug and its effects on the human body. However, his work also contributed to the widespread use of cocaine as a recreational drug, which has been associated with a number of negative health consequences. In the 1870s, cocaine was used as a local anesthetic for the first time by a surgeon in Vienna, Austria. It was also used as a treatment for a range of ailments, including depression, alcoholism, and morphine addiction. In the 1880s, the Coca-Cola company began using cocaine as an ingredient in its popular soft drink. The company advertised the drink as a tonic that could cure a range of ailments and give people energy. However, the use of cocaine in Coca-Cola was discontinued in the early 1900s due to growing concerns about the negative consequences of cocaine use. In the early 20th century, the use of cocaine became more regulated and controlled. The Harrison Narcotics Tax Act of 1914 placed restrictions on the production, sale, and distribution of cocaine in the United States. In the 1970s, cocaine became popularized by the counterculture movement and was widely used in the party and club scenes. It became associated with the wealthy and glamorous lifestyle and was often used in combination with other drugs such as alcohol and marijuana. In the 1980s, the emergence of the global drug trade led to the widespread production and distribution of cocaine, particularly in South America. The illegal drug trade was often controlled by organized crime groups, and the production and distribution of cocaine became a major problem in many countries around the world. The United States, in particular, saw a significant increase in cocaine use and related crimes such as drug trafficking and violent crime. The U.S. government implemented a number of initiatives to combat the problem, including the War on Drugs launched by President Ronald Reagan in 1982. The War on Drugs was a campaign that aimed to reduce the illegal drug trade and drug abuse through a combination of law enforcement, prevention, and treatment measures. Today, cocaine remains a widely used and controversial drug. It is illegal in many countries, but it is still used for recreational purposes and has also been used as a performance-enhancing drug in sports. The production and distribution of cocaine is often controlled by organized crime groups, and the illegal drug trade has been linked to violence and corruption. The use of cocaine can also have negative health consequences, including increased heart rate and blood pressure, mental health problems, and addiction. Cocaine use can lead to a feeling of elation, followed by feelings of depression, anxiety, and irritability, which can contribute to a cycle of drug use and mental health problems. Some studies have found that people who use cocaine are more likely to experience symptoms of depression and anxiety, and that these symptoms can persist even after the person stops using the drug. Current governments around the world have implemented a variety of measures to prevent the trade and use of cocaine. They have increased funding and resources for law enforcement agencies to disrupt and dismantle drug trafficking organizations. They have also strengthened their cooperation with other countries to combat the global drug trade. This includes sharing intelligence, training law enforcement officers, and coordinating joint operations to target drug trafficking organizations. As well, they have invested in public education and awareness campaigns to educate individuals, especially youth, about the dangers of drug use. This also includes increased funding for drug treatment and rehabilitation programs to help individuals who are struggling with addiction. Some governments have also invested in alternative development programs to help farmers in regions where coca is grown to develop alternative livelihoods. However, an estimated nearly 2 million people aged 12 or older used cocaine in 2019 in the United States alone. In 2020, approximately 19,447 people in the U.S. died from an overdose involving cocaine, and in 2022, U.S. authorities seized more than 42,000 tons of cocaine trying to enter the country. Cocaine is either suspected or confirmed as the cause for nearly 16,000 overdose deaths in the United States each year. So, despite the efforts of government intervention, the opioid epidemic continues to affect millions of people across the United States and the world. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Click the playlist for more videos.